Is age just a factor in a relationship? That's what we're discussing this morning on Social Square. Marika is just joining us this morning. Please introduce yourself to Kenyans, your title as well. Then tell us, is age just a factor in a relationship, Marika?
Hi, I'm Marika Thoidi. I'm a communications and campaigns consultant. And no, I don't think age is an issue. I have dated on either side of the spectrum of my age, right? I'm 28. I've dated people 10 years younger. Actually, no, 10 is a joke. Maybe 8 years younger. And I've gone all the way to 15 years older.
Oh, look at you.
I'm living my best life in Nairobi.
Oh my goodness. Unashamed.
Nairobi.
These people who are talking about you, are they there with you, making you happy? They are not. It genuinely has not made a difference. In fact, the first time I had, well, let me say older lovers, was an odd experience because I expected them to expect the age to be an issue. It actually wasn't.
Really?
Wasn't.
And the lady was the one who was way older in the relationship.
Yes.
Did you feel like the lady respected you? Did you feel like she parented you in any way in that relationship? Did you feel any pressure as a man in the relationship?
There's no parent. I'm a very stubborn man to begin with. And what happened is, I think it's happened over the past year and a half though, because I'm 28, right? And so the past year and a half, I've been single for the past year and a half, just different things going on in my life, and I'm happy being single. It's a very good life. But yeah, so I'd assumed that people who are older would parent you, people will treat you in a certain way. In fact, they don't.
They don't. But in the relationship, did you feel like, as a man, because you were the man in the relationship, did you feel as if you had pressure to provide for this lady who is way older than you? I'm sure she had her own career. Did you feel pressure to also just meet the other needs as well, even within her social circles, for example? It doesn't only just monetary needs.
Actually, no. This happened way more with people who are younger.
Really?
Because the women who are older would necessarily be more established, so they don't necessarily need much from me financially. In fact, they figure that I'm trying to figure out my own thing and thus need to figure things out for myself. The pressure they're being made to feel like you're not a man because of finances by younger women, not by older women.
Really?
Wow, that's interesting.
Laura, you hear whispering.
I'm finding that interesting.
I'm to say men
but
her
I think
age
it's
can't
good
do
to
it.
hear from a man, because the thing about ladies is sometimes you talk one to another and we agree on things, but we've not heard from a man's perspective. And I think now when you say that, I actually get you.
Right.
I get him.
You get him.
Yeah.
So Johnson, let me come to you as well. The issue of age, whether it's such a huge difference, how significant of an age difference? How big is okay? What is okay and what is not okay? From where you sit?
I started by saying about the issue of age difference. I did start by saying I give it a yes and no. You see, people stereotype things. Before modernism kicked in the African culture, men could not marry a woman who is older than them. It was seen as unacceptable. But things have changed. We get into relationships because of love. And when you love somebody, the age issue is swallowed up. That barrier is broken. You don't look at the age. You love them. It is done. And by the way, if you are watching us and you are fighting about the age of the partner, maybe you are dating a lady who is older, maybe a man who is younger. No, that should not be an issue at all. Proceed.
At all.
Be at peace. And proceed. Even in the Bible says, I'll restore the wasted years. The years.
Yes.
God restores.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even the same Bible says seasons are for the earth. You know, they are for this earth. Where God sits, there are no seasons. So it actually seasons are for man.
Okay.
So don't look at actually the issue should unless okay, there are things that inform the relationship you are getting into. and also the age difference. Because if you are looking for kids, you cannot go for a woman who is past menopause.
Yes.
These are things to consider.
Yes.
And
it's true.
As a man also, you don't want to marry a woman who is a bit like they are in their late 40s, 50s. One, because as a woman grows older, their libido goes down. These are things you need to understand.
It's true. In a relationship.
And you need to consider these things so that you won't find yourself in some troubled waters later in life.
Let me bring in some Dr. Susan
before I miss the point.
Yes.
And by the way, I didn't tell people I'm a full-time lecturer at African Nazarene University in the Department of Counseling Psychology, but I'm also a consultant counselor and a relationship expert. I don't want to miss the point about the older you grow, the lower your libido is a woman, even for men. I think I want this to be taken very clearly, because I have had men who've come and they've married younger people and they're like, oh, she's taking me so fast. And he's saying, you see the way she's laughing. And he's like, now they are going for this Viagra and what have you. And we've had serious cases happen to men. So I do not want anybody to, that's a myth, because you're aging because of different things.
Okay.
You know, when we start thinking of relationships, we are 12 years to 18 years, the teenage. You remember in high school or in primary when you started seeing that boy seated next to you as somebody else more than a brother or a classmate? And then we have the young adulthood. That's when you're seriously looking for a mate. Talk of 18 years to 35. That's why I'm okay with her. She's 33. She already knows what she wants. And what happens afterwards? You realize we talk of adulthood now. That is, give it 35 years to 55. That's like 20 years difference. People are almost the same in the way they are thinking, and you're kind of clear of what you want. So you might actually find that 20 and what have you. So age still matters in the context of your argument.
Okay, so but in terms of society, is there an age difference that is too much, that is not acceptable, given also our African culture that has encouraged men traditionally to marry younger girls?
So what happens after 30 years? If you're talking of between 5 years to 10 years, you can kind of cope after 30 years, because we assume both of you already, you have had relationships.
Right.
You already know what you want in life. If it's career, you're kind of, this is what I want. If it's about children, you also know this is what I want. So you can, but afterwards you need to start thinking, because very soon, for example, in her case, if 57 years old, he's almost going to the last stage where we talk about you're either thinking of your death and your legacy, and her, she's busy thinking of how she's going to really hype her career. So if she's aware and they're discussing, well and good, well and good, where he can even tell you, even after I'm gone, you know, I would like you to marry this kind of a person. Very serious conversation.
Nyambura is laughing her heart out. Nyambura, because you're laughing, let me come to you. Is this true, Nyambura? You're laughing, so it means something.
How she says she's in a very open relationship.
Yeah, there's
maybe they talk stuff, you know?
Yeah, I think these are discussions we've had.
I'm sure they were not easy, but there were discussions you needed to have.
But the kind of career he is in, his retirement will come after 70. So we still have a lot of time before that happens. But of course, we've had this discussion.
Have you introduced him to your mom and your friends?
Yes, I have.
How did your social circles receive him? And how did his social circles receive you?
His friends are my very good friends now, because I think a lot of people are now very open-minded, especially in Nairobi. And I think I also have a very open and supportive family. Last week, we were in the blogs, and the picture that was taken of us was very bad. So people talked a lot about it. And my family saw it on social media before I could tell them.
Right.
But I was very open with my mom and the rest of the family, and he came over to meet them, and they were very receptive, because, as I said, when we are together, you would never tell that there's such a big difference.
Let me bring in Cheryl. She's quiet, but she's giggling there behind. Cheryl, let's talk about common goals or common things within a relationship. When an age difference is too big, did you find yourself having things in common with that situationship, the guy in the situationship?
Having things in common. No.
That one is nothing. Music,
Nothing.
activities, two different worlds.
At 21,
Yeah.
I'm still in campus.
Yeah. Paint for me that picture.
Yes. At 21, I'm still in campus. So the struggles I still have at 21, probably get more likes on Facebook. Probably look pretty every time I'm walking out. So, and the guy is 30. Nigga is thinking, I need to get myself a wife. You know, he needs a wife. Mimi, I need to enjoy life, probably go around with some of these campus humans, you know, to end them a form, you know, if...
Form Nigani.
Yeah, form Nigani, you know, you're okay going wherever, you know. Unaambiwa tu form iko tokea, mi nitatokea. So for him, he's probably not looking for this type of person, you know. And also the conversations we'd have, they wouldn't really match because again of things that I want that time in my life, things that I'm thinking about. There's this example that I usually give. I remember when I was in 4th year in school, then kulikuwa na first years, so I'd walk around and I'm like, God, these ones have not seen life. These are their struggles. Because me, I'm living campus and I'm thinking, so what next after this? What do I want to pursue, career, whatever? Should I say yes to this human? You know, but I'm looking at first years. Their struggles are nitanunua Crocs za white ama za pink.
So you didn't have something in common with him. Activities, music, nothing. Dates. What were your dates then like? Would you go to a movie? Would he enjoy the movie?
Yeah, nitakwenda form za rumba.
Okay.
So rumba nights and beer and just chilling.
Rumba night, not your cup of tea. Mariga, let me come to you. This 15-year-old woman you dated, who was 15 years older than you rather, did you have common activities, common goals?
Yeah.
Like what?
We are human beings. We go for drinks, we go for events, we go for plays, we go for movies. It's chill.
But if she makes a joke, she makes a joke and you make a joke, you know, generational jokes, did you guys even used to understand each other?
Yeah, we are both very funny people.
Generational jokes.
Yeah, but we legitimately did. Well, to be fair, all of these, people, they're not, it will be situationships, not necessarily relationships, depending on how people factor it in. But there wasn't a difference because we did go out. We did meet my friends. I have met hers. I've met her family. She's met mine. They know of the arrangement that we have, and it's the situation that we're in. Yeah, and everyone knows what it is.
So you guys have managed to find some common goals, common activities.
Yeah, the thing is, we are at different stages in life, right?
Yeah.
Even when we're doing that, right? And different stages in life doesn't mean you can't talk.
Wait.
It just means your focuses are very different. Like I am going to school in September next year.
Yeah.
Her focuses are different, right? Kids and this and that. Yeah.
And I was coming to that. I was going to ask you, what if she wants kids and you're not ready to be a father?
No, she already has kids. She doesn't want anymore.
Okay.
You see it?
Benefits. Okay. Let me bring in Laura. Laura is too quiet. And I want to tap into her mind because you're actively in university in school. Yeah. So do young people, would they care about the age difference within their relationship, but more so any activities? Like she's saying, the guy wants to go for Roomba night.
Wow. Okay. I think there's a way you can be connected in terms of your conversations, maturity and everything. Like you're not, I personally get this a lot, that you act way older than your age. It's possible to connect with somebody. Yes, I'm younger by age, but we connect. But now the clash comes in now the goals. I'm not ready to be someone's wife, not now. I'm not ready to have kids, not now. So that's where now the clashes come. So I think that's where most of the people find the challenge, that we're vibing, we're cool, tunaelewana, wow, he gets my jokes, wow, we hang out, we love doing the same kind of things, you know. It's very, very possible. I think personally I've been there. It's very possible. But then now, when it comes to the serious conversations of, so now I'm like, hey, no. no, not now. So I think that's where the struggle will come, the tension.
So Johnson, she's brought up a very important aspect. Him, he wants to get married. I don't want to get married yet. So my question would be, is there a right age to get married?
Well...
Or to marry, being the man as well?
Okay. Let me go to the Bible. There is no express time to marry. The Bible does not talk expressly about marrying age, but you marry when you are ready to marry.
Oh, not the age.
Not the age.
Yeah,
okay.
true.
When you are sure you are married, when you can take up responsibility, because marriage is responsibility. Marriage requires a lot of commitment, and you must be ready to commit to somebody forever, not for some time. The problem we are having in this days relationship is because people are not clear on what they want in relationships. You have to be very clear why you are going into a relationship. Otherwise it won't work because there's no vision. You are going into blindly.
Go ahead.
So when you go blindly, then you are adding to destruction. Yeah, you have no goals. I mean, you have no idea why you are there in the first place. You cannot be in a relationship for just fun. You can't be there for fun.
Why not?
I think
for fun. Situational. Then those are the situationships.
I think the situationships come in whereby whatever I'm feeling inside, manze, it's overwhelming me. It's bigger than me. Like I just like this guy. So you find that you guys are vibing. You guys are doing things together, and you know it's not going anywhere. You know in your heart, you know. But whatever you feel for this person, I'm just minatetea to situationships. Hello. Minatetea to situationships. Because I think that thing inside bubbles up and it goes beyond you, and you're just like for now. So it becomes a for now kind of thing. Like let's just have fun for now.
Mariga and Dr. Susan, I can see you both want to enter. Just a little bit. Let Johnson finish his school of thought. Go ahead.
We need to rescue society. And we need to fix society by speaking the truth.
Yes.
And doing things which are meaningful, are significant in life. A girl in the university who just wants to have an older man to sponsor a life, I mean, is just disoriented. I mean, girl, you have no future. You are going there for the wrong reasons. So it is going nowhere.
Okay. So Dr. Susan, what I'm hearing Johnson saying is that have a vision for your relationship. Where is this going? What are we?
Yes.
Very important.
Yeah.
And I will repeat that there are those ages that are very critical when you're forming relationships, and especially those ones that are leading to marriage. Apparently, we talk of giving our young people life education, but it's not there. I'm looking at Mariga the way he's looking at me, and you can see my family knew her. They also knew, but they knew why we were together. You know, that's why I told you it's a trend. It's a trend. People are okay. But when you're young, between the age of 18 to 35, you need to be clear of what you want in a mate. And you will find on campus there's a lot of influence on I need to dress well, I need to have everything done for me. So who can do that? Mariga can't afford that. You see, he's looking for an older woman who is financially stable, who doesn't need to stress him. So Mariga, I'm just talking on behalf of many other guys, right? But she does that. Apparently, because I've also had those young girls, after they've dated this old man, and you know you're here for money, he also wants something from you. And your mind is telling you, I'm split, this is not what I want. That's what you hear her saying, I know I'm not here for long. I'm not even here to stay. But he also wants benefits. And so he will make you do what he also wants. So at the end of the day, I have found people who are very stressed. Some have been taken through situations that are very traumatic. And out of that, they have changed. Believe me, I have had young girls who have changed from just looking at men to looking at other women, simply because you got into a relationship without having your goals very clear. And you're put in a situation that you never expected. I've also seen men who've been made to do certain things by these women who have money, financially stable, and you live in a cool life. And to the end of the day, they're like, I don't want to see women anywhere. If I am with a woman, I'm either using her or I don't have anything to do with them. I have everything to do with men. So I like what Johnson is saying. Let us not sugarcoat anything. Let's talk about things that they are. If you make a choice, it is okay. It is a choice you've made. Because in relationships, there are choices to make. Like when I listen to her, she has made a choice. And he has also made a choice. Because if he hasn't, he would not have allowed her to come on set. This is the whole of the world. Right? and Mariga, I can tell, is joking a little bit. But for her, she's not joking.
This is not serious.
Yeah, but for her, she's not joking. And it's my prayer that she doesn't also see, now age is not a number. I can also date another one who is 30 years. You know, my senior or junior, stick where you are now.
Well,
so let me also talk about things that people need to know.
I'm going to pause you a little bit, Dr.
Yes, yeah.
Because we need to take a commercial break. But we'll come back with that. Things that people need to know.
When they're getting into
Mariga can tell you also want to jump in. I'll give you your right of reply when we come back. I know, just hold it. Hold it. Let's take a look at feedback. 22422 is our SMS line at Citizen TV Kenya. #daybreak. Let's take a look at that. Let's begin with this one. You don't say who you are and where you're watching from, but you say for any relationship to succeed, one must come to a level of the other, age difference notwithstanding. Like if you have to be the best kindergarten teacher, you have to come to the level of the kids. The key is a good relationship. All right, Michael, you say during our parents' time, the age difference was small and money was not a factor. And many of this generation are still married. But our generation like to lie that dating an older person because of maturity pleases our generation. Come out of the closet. It's because of money. Okay. You don't say who you are, but you say, we don't choose who to fall in love with. It just happens. And when it happens, you just realize the age of a person when your relatives and friends ask you, how old is your partner? Okay, Miriam, you're watching from Machakos. Good morning. You say, actually, age doesn't matter unless otherwise. I'd rather vote maturity. My guy and I have an age difference of 40 years, but we cope very well. Miriam, thank you so much for sharing that and for being honest. Abel from Eldoret, you say age doesn't matter provided there is some chemistry. Remember the song Love Doesn't Ask Why by Celine Dion? Okay, Hassan, you're watching from Narok. How are you this morning? You say age is not an issue, but love and understanding matter more than anything else. 25-year-old man can live happily with a 50-year-old woman and vice versa. Really? Okay. Razor, all the way from Homa Bay. As long as we are mature enough. I'm 21, my man is 24. I love it that way because we look good together and we look perfectly well. Dating someone 20 years ahead of you, not good. All right, that's Razia's feedback. JJ from Kericho. Mariga and Nyambura here laughing. By the way, thrive, prosper in this Nairobi. JJ Kericho, you say, I agree. Age is nothing but a number and it takes only two to tango. Difference come in capability, come when couples allow external pressure, for example, from friends and colleagues and relatives, in-laws, to induce toxins in their marriage. Exactly. Continue sending those feedbacks, those SMSs, those tweets. We love them because you get to be part of this show from where you are. Let's take that break, allow you to get more coffee, uji, tea, whatever it is you're having. See you in just a little bit.